Carlson here with Barry Tramel. We're at AT&T Stadium, Jerry World, where Texas has defeated Oklahoma State 49-21 in the Big 12 championship game. Barry, we knew that Texas was likely the superior team in this matchup, but man, they really seemed to want to make a statement. Came out fast, came out with a big lead, and Oklahoma State just not really able to play catch up in this one.
No, we knew Texas was the better team. I don't know that any of us knew the talent disadvantage that the Cowboys would face. OSU held up in the trenches fairly well, but out in space, short passing game, devastating for Oklahoma State's defense. Really couldn't stay with Texas receivers. Big plays out of the short passing game, and it was just a cavalcade of yardage and touchdowns for that Quinn Ewers offense.
Yeah, and not a lot of deep passes that Texas hit on. You know, in Oklahoma State, they lose Corey Black, the cornerback, the veteran cornerback for the defense, so they're really needing to use a lot of young guys. They didn't give up a lot of deep passes, but they were able to stretch Oklahoma State out to the sidelines and use their speed, which they were, a tough matchup out in space, and they put that to good use. And then Oklahoma State playing from behind, Barry, they just were never able to activate the Ollie Gordon run game, which they've leaned into so heavily. They saw some things in the past game that were pretty effective, but you got to get more out of the run game, and they just weren't able to get Ollie Gordon going today.
No, they weren't. You know, when you look at the OSU offense, 21 points, but 7 of those came on a 3-yard touchdown drive, courtesy of Nick Martin's interception return. So not a great day for the OSU offense. The middle of the Texas defense is their strength, the run defense. We knew that was going to be a challenge to get Ollie Gordon free, but you would hope he could break 1 or 2 substantial gainers. Didn't happen. Ends up, I think, with 30 yards on 13 carries. This OSU team's not going to win any games with Ollie Gordon going 13 for 30.
Yeah, definitely a tough day for Ollie Gordon, but still a phenomenal season for him. Phenomenal season for Oklahoma State. We'll talk about where they might go in just a second, but Barry, I think this Texas team, as I mentioned at the outset, trying to make a statement. The College Football Playoff Selection Committee sitting in a hotel room not far from here, watching on TV. They saw a dismantling by Texas. Texas is going to need some other stuff to happen, but as Mike Gundy said after the game, I'm not sure anybody wants to play this team right now. This has got to be one of the better teams in the country. Do they make the playoff? Do they not? That's the question.
Yeah, Mike Gundy said he thinks Texas can play with anybody in the nation, which that's obviously true. You go to Tuscaloosa and win. But Casey Dunn trumped that statement. He said it's probably the best team Oklahoma State's played in his 13 years in Stillwater. Now, we'd have to go back and research that, but it's clearly a superior team, hitting on all cylinders. They've gotten Quinn Ewers back. They're playing great. They beat Tech 57-7 a week ago. Cowboys 49-21 today. It's a dominating performance and a dominating stretch for the Longhorns.
Yeah, they're definitely leaving the committee with something to think about. A great closing statement by the Longhorns today, the end of this season. Definitely something that the committee's going to have to look at as these other games come into focus, and we'll figure out what Texas might or might not do. And that then might have an impact on where the Cowboys go bowling, because if Texas is a playoff team, it might, muck around some of the other bowl assignments. I think Oklahoma State's going to play in a bowl game in the state of Texas, but I'm not real sure I know where it is now.
Yeah, most people think they're going to Houston. Orlando could be a possibility. Frankly, it's sort of strange. They've been to Houston and Orlando in the month of November. So, but you know what? Mike Gundy said he's looking forward to the bowl game. He's proud of this team. He loves this team. They punched above their weight, and getting here was a tremendous accomplishment. We saw the talent disadvantage. This should not have been a discouraging game. Should have been an encouraging game for OSU fans, knowing that this team really performed above its level of talent.
Yeah, and now we'll find out on Sunday afternoon where the Cowboys are going to play a bowl game. We'll have all coverage of all of that. Obviously, this is also the 2 days. We're 2 days from the opening of the transfer portal. So a lot yet to follow on whether Oklahoma State will have players in the portal. They'll be getting players out of the portal. We'll have all that and lots more on selloutcrowd.com. So be sure to stay with us for all your Oklahoma State football coverage.